Good morning, blessing, shalom to everyone. Thank you for tuning. Happy new month. May God bless you this month of August. Our congregation, prophet, and myself are wishing you a joyful and blessed new month of August. God bless you. Today's topic is overcoming the challenges of barrenness in marriage. And before I go there, God has a word for someone today. This month, God has something specific for you. But in order to walk into that and fulfill it, it's important to know certain things. It's important for you to know people for yourself. Don't let appearance disappoint you. Don't let people's appearance fool you. Why? Because there are so many people out there, even in the church. They attend church, but they don't follow God's rule. They don't live the life of holiness. They don't live righteously. And if you are not careful, people will bring spirits of gossip around you that will abort what God has for you. Run away from gossip. Let me repeat. Run away from gossip and know who you should allow in your inner circle so you can fulfill your destiny. Very important. Protect your calling. The thing that happened now these days is because when God called you, not only in the church, you don't need to be under the fivefold ministry. God can call you to be a great doctor. God can call you to be a great pilot. God can call you to be anybody, anywhere. It's a calling as well. When God calls you and you are stepping into it, then you have enemies. And when your enemies cannot fight you by themselves, they will go and find enemy A, enemy B, enemy C, because they think by themselves they cannot achieve or they cannot harm you. So they will go and look for other enemies and to fight you. And by the time you know, it will look like a giant. It will look like a Goliath. And you look so small like David in front of Goliath. This morning, God is telling you that I'm inside of you. Fear not. Do not let the giant or all those people who are against you stop you. Don't be intimidated by Goliath. The God inside of you is greater than the one inside of all of them. You can be one, but all of them, the God that they are serving will not even be compared to the God inside of you. So continue to pray daily. Continue to try your best. Live a holy life and let God fight your enemies. Let heaven fight your enemies for you. And the last thing I want to encourage you to do this morning is this. Try your best. Love people. Be nice. But have boundary. If David did not have boundary, David feared Saul, the king, and Saul gave him the helmet to put on, he will be like, oh, okay, I can just put it on. But that helmet is too heavy for him. He never was trained by it. And he was so familiar with killing lions and bears with his hand, and with stone and stuff like that. So be nice, but don't be too nice to the point that you will not draw boundaries or you will not, have your limits. So when you like that, people will walk all over you and you will not fulfill your destiny. So love people, be nice to everybody. At the same time, have boundary and walk into what God has called you to be this month of August. Don't miss it. And also the ones to come, don't miss it. God bless you. Now, let's go to today's topic, which is overcoming the challenges of barrenness in marriage. Now, there are many factors why the spirit of barrenness is present in families. Those factors can be natural, like nutrition sometimes. It can be stress sometimes. It can be many things. Sometimes it can be spiritual, both from God and Satan. Let me go for Satan. When barrenness is from the spirit of darkness, that means someone, for example, tie your womb by going to the voodoo priest, by going to the palm readers. They tie your womb, and probably your prayer rank is not high enough, so they were able to overshadow you, so you are not able to have children. That can happen. Or other people can curse you, and the curse is working against you. Or sometimes when the enemy at early age, some people can abort children, and through that the enemy will find a gate to block people's womb. So those are some of the spiritual factors from the kingdom of darkness that can stop you or block you not to have children. Now, spiritually with God, God can also stop you not to have children for a period of time, for you to give him the glory. We have so many people in the Bible like that. Sarah is one of them. God himself opened his womb. Hannah, because the purpose of her wanting children was wrong until God fixed her mentality. God wanted her to have the right mentality before she can have children. So until she got there and remembered that, okay, children, even though they come from our womb, they are not ours first. They belong to God first. We are just steward. We need to understand that my child, yes, they are our children. We love them so much. But we have to understand that they come from somewhere. Even though they are our children, we didn't make their eyes. We didn't make their nose. We didn't make the way they look or the way we want them to look. So God made them. They belong to God first before they belong to us. We are the second parent. So we have to understand that. And Hannah said, I'll give you back the son, a prophet, if you give me a son. Then God said, now you are talking. Now you understand the reason why you have to have children. Now I can give you children. Even Rebecca, she was barren, and Isaac has to pray for her before her womb was open, and God stepped in, right? Elizabeth, an angel announced her pregnancy. So all these barrenness sometimes can be God telling someone, listen, that is something that you need to fix. Or I want you to give me the glory. I want people to understand that as you serve me and everything is happening in your life and people are mocking you, at the end of the day, you should know. And the people should know, even your enemies who are mocking you, they should know that God is with you indeed. And they will clap with you. They will celebrate God with you at the end of the day. There are people who didn't have children. By the time you know, they have, twins. God gave them, some of them have 4 altogether. Yeah, there was a lady who is 52, just recently. She had 4 of them altogether after 20 years of marriage. So God wants to give, glory to himself through some of the things that we go through. So we have to understand that. And the reason why we want to have children matter. A lot of us don't understand why we should have children. People think because you are having children, or my neighbors have children, or that's what I see happening since I was born. People get married, then they have children. So it's my turn to do the same. We have to understand. while we have children is to pass on the faith. Because God chased down the enemy to this earth. The devil, Satan, is on this earth. And he's messing this earth every single day. So he made each and every one of us fearfully and wonderfully with a specific purpose to come and clean the mess on this earth. God wants this earth to be a better place for us to live. And this will happen when families understand the reason why first we need to have relationship, why we need to marry, and why we need to have children. Because when families' foundation are solid on Christ, then the children are raised according to the principles, the laws of God. Then these children will not go out there in society and become a thief and break, banks and become criminals, become mass shooters where they will shoot people. We have to understand the reason why we need to have children before we have children. Very important for us to understand. Now, when you go according to the order of God and you are married and you have your house, everything, matrimonial house, and you cannot have a child or you cannot be pregnant, what happens? What do you do? What to do while you are waiting if you are not getting pregnant? It's very important to pray. Communicate with your spouse. Pray, communicate with your spouse. It's important to even discuss these things during dating. Because you need to know how your spouse reaction will be if you are not having children. So we thank you for your patience. It was a technical issues. So you need to pray. You need to communicate with your spouse. Be on the same page. Ignore insult and give everything to God. Amen. Things that you shouldn't do. You shouldn't go to voodoo priests. You shouldn't go to palm readers to give you children. Because as they give you children, what's going to happen is that child and the children to come, the whole generation is stained. You mess them up. Satan does not make or will never make a child. But what he will do, he will lock you because you sin somewhere. He found a way to lock your womb. So when you go to him and say, please, he just opened back the womb that he closed because of your sin and then let you in like he's the one who gave you those children. He did not give you those children. And as you have those children, now they will become trouble for the society. And you need deliverance for that. So if you cannot have children, have God step in, look for deliverance, adopt children if you can, and also go to the hospital and ask. Because sometimes things that are happening, barrenness can be easily fixed. Women, when you go to the hospital, you know what it is. If it's your ovulation disorder that needs to be fixed or fibroid. And men, if you have low sperm, sometimes men, without knowing, they will go on the women and say, you can't have children for me. But it's them. And now we have the hospital. So check, both of you, check very well where the thing is coming from. And when both of you don't have any issue, leave it up to God and let God be God. God bless you. Shalom.
Blessing to all of you. We thank God for our first session of how to face the challenges or overcome barrenness in a marriage. Barrenness is a state issue. When I mean by state, I'm not talking about a state as a country, but a state as a condition. Now, barrenness can come from various realms. Barrenness can come from generational. Let me talk about generational barrenness. Generational barrenness is the key for people to understand. The family can have just one child and never again. You might be that one child from that generation, and then you also, even barely you want to conceive or have pregnancy, or barely you want to even marry, because when we are talking about barrenness, we can have a marital barrenness too, which means that you are single for a long time, for 40 years, for 50 years, you never get married. So those are also an issue. Sometimes, when I'm talking about generational barrenness can come in a place where you also marry and then husband die suddenly. And we have seen that case in the area of Naomi and Ruth. When Ruth was Moabite, was not from that family or lineage of Naomi. So when she married them, she inherits the chaos of the family. That became generational issue. So when I mean by generational barrenness, you can have generational widowhood as well. It's another type of barrenness in a different ways, where your husband just died and you can't conceive and you had to wait for another man to marry you. So that's a generational one. The medical one that prophet shared earlier, you can check to see if the issue is the man or if the issue is the woman. Can that be fixed medically? And then when it can be fixed medically, ready, you can fix the issue with the medical doctors, and that's it. And the spiritual one comes from two aspects. The two aspects, number one, it comes from God, where God himself can delay pregnancy for you for a right time. For example, the case of Hannah. Hannah was a part of a family where the husband has other women who conceived easily. But because of mockery and because of the way that they view her as somebody who cannot conceive, it put her in a place where she wants to compete to show off that she also was a woman and she can conceive. But sometimes it's not the case. Marital pregnancy can come in a form of preparation. If you are not ready, you are not prepared, and God give you something that you couldn't handle, there's a possibility that you might not even take care of it. I love the statement that Hannah made when she asked God for a baby. She said, if you give me a child, I will bring you to the house of God forever. This is a very powerful statement. If you give me a child, I will bring him to the church forever. He will serve you. You see, some of us, it's very important that we understand that God, when he's in something, I work with God for a long time now, and from childhood, I work with God until now, over 40 years. So I can share something with you this morning that when you are working with God, sometimes it takes a long time. I say sometimes it takes a long time to receive what you are expecting from God, because he knows the right time to give us what we want. If God gives you anything prematurely, you will also handle it prematurely and lose it prematurely. Oh, you didn't hear me. I say if God gives you anything prematurely, you will lose it prematurely as you receive it prematurely. So God has to make sure that the thing is complete before you receive it. For example, if you give somebody who's 20 years old to handle leadership of 300,000 people, there's a possibility that that company will fail. Because 20 years, 2 decades, is not strong enough to lead somebody who's 50 years old, 70 years old, unless the hand of God is in it. The second part, spiritual part of barrenness. Barrenness can come in the area of the land be cursed. What do I mean by that? There was a time in Jericho, Joshua, he delivered Jericho because they didn't make him happy. They want to challenge his authority and the power God has given unto him. Remember, the Bible says that whatever you set your foot upon, I give you dominion. So he has power over that land, even people didn't know. So he cursed the land. I said, Joshua cursed the land. When Joshua cursed the land, the Bible said that the land became barren. The land became unproductive. And anyone that drink from the river of the land die. So that is territorial barrenness or land barrenness or country barrenness. So anyone that live in that Jericho, they became a partaker of a curse laid upon the land. Barrenness came upon them. Another barrenness came in the area for Abimelech when he wanted to take Sarah, or he wanted to take Sarah as a wife. God closed the womb of every woman in the palace. So you can see that when it comes to barrenness, we need to inquire from God the source of your barrenness, and it's easy. The last one is spiritual barrenness from the kingdom of darkness. The spiritual barrenness from the kingdom of darkness can come from various reasons, where men or women will go to palm reader psyche, because one of these days, when we are talking about the things of the spirits, most of you, all you know is the Africa voodoo. We have a voodoo in Europe. We have voodoo type in America. We have voodoo type in the Western world. It's called palm reader and the psyche and botanica store. When you go to those places to seek for any help, know that you are in the camp of the enemy. Many people, I'm driving this morning, I saw a Chinese woman who already going to the palm reader, who she's going to bind or who she's going to lose. These are the things that many of you don't know. And tomorrow morning, she will show up at work and shake your hand, but you didn't know that she had something spiritually in her hand to shake your hand, and things begin to happen to you. So these are the things that we are sharing, because we are very advanced spiritually. That's why we are teaching you the things of the Spirit. Therefore, be very, very alert. Watch and pray. Seek the face of God so that your destiny can be fulfilled in the ways that God wanted. Barrenness can be both spiritual, medical, and territorial one. From your neighborhood, whatever place you are living, and barrenness can come from curses too as well. God bless you. Shalom to you as we are diving into the second session about the Spirit of God. Today we are going to learn about the Spirit of God, why it's so important to know about the Spirit of God. Shalom. God bless you.